Welcome to the Four Corners series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 14th of March 1923. Now 1923 is a fairly significant year in the history of Russia. In fact, what I should say really now is the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. This is the new name that was given on the 29th of December 1922, and that is the name that would persist right through into the 1980s. Because in 1923, the Civil War has come into almost a complete end. The country is starting to recover a little bit from the famines and general starvation, mainly due to the fact that the Bolsheviks have moved towards something called the New Economic Policy. Now, this is a government regulated system of free market and capitalism. And I think it's also quite important to recognize that the full-blooded communism that was to appear later on was not prevalent at this time period, simply because the Bolsheviks realized that they had to rebuild the broken economy. And the only way to do that was to give the peasants and workers in the cities some form of incentive to get moving forward. So what we're doing now is entering a very short period of, you can say, slightly unregulated economic growth. And that's reflected also by the fact that there are moves to bring in investment from abroad, mainly the US. And there was also a certain amount of support flowing into the country from Europe and the US as well. Now, I've got a bit of a dilemma from that point of view, and I'm going to be very interested in your opinion. The fact that I've only got $72,000 left at the moment, and I've got no way to make it. Now, there is a way in the cheat menu to get a fixed donation of either rubles or dollars. And I'm pretty sure that I could use that to get $500,000. But I'm going to be completely honest, I've got a bit of a mixed feeling from that perspective, because the role playing says yes, get that donation in so that we can get the Western support coming in during this period. But there's also another part of me that says it doesn't really fit with the gameplay. So I'll be very interested in your opinions on that. Next thing, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me so much to think about. Now, a lot of your comments do relate to what I've just been talking about, the economy. Somebody suggested that it's time to start importing steel again. And I think what I want to do is start ramping up the imports slowly, just to reflect on the situation where the economy is starting to turn around. And to that vein also, I would like to start thinking a little bit about getting some exports going so that we can start making a little bit more money. Although the money isn't particularly that important. Now, one thing I am going to pick up, someone represented the political influence now, and the fact that we've got the Bolsheviks here. So we no longer have a landlord, we now have a commissar. I don't remember how to spell commissar now. It's Miss, I think it's two S's. No, I think that's the correct spelling. It's not a word I spell very much. So our landlord has now become the commissar. Our guy running the foundry up at the moment here is representative of our free enterprise situation. It's there. We just check here. So so that is flowing along quite nicely. Somebody also mentioned a little bit about planting trees in the village, and I think the problem is where my development is, I've actually knocked some trees down, but I'd like to put some more trees in later on. But I think at the moment life is going to be a little bit utilitarian, and what will happen is as our towns and that develop, we're going to add some more parks to make everything a little bit more scenery, because of course eventually these construction offices will disappear. So what we'll probably do is have a bit of a park down here as the village and towns expand and merge together. So that's something else we're going to do. Somebody also mentioned trucks, and this is something I do want to look at. But I think at the moment, though, if we come into here, we'll do rubles first. I've got show all. The only mechanical vehicles we've got is the combine and this. But what I would like here is to get some oil tankers. Two reasons. One, I would like to start exporting bitumen. And the other one is that I want to use a tanker to start distributing a little bit of fuel around. In fact, I think I'll buy 2 of these. We've got a distribution office here. Got. Right, what we're gonna do is sell an oil wagon here. Just gonna sell you off, and then we're gonna send up. One thing I have noticed with this new update is that the game seems to be quite reluctant to have multiple windows open. And what we're going to do is send a Mack truck up here. Oh, not that. Cancel. You're meant to come up here, not pick up from here. I'm going to send you up here. Now, what I did off camera is I'm now supplying fuel to here. But what I also want to do is supply fuel to here as well. And I'm just going to put this as fuel 100%. Now the other truck here, I'm going to set up a route, because the problem we got up over here is that our oil refinery is filling up with bitumen. It's disappeared again. So, oops, no. So what I thought is, because I couldn't see the point of sending one of our very slow moving oil trucks backwards and forwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to, where's the oil refinery gone? So what you're going to do is pick up bitumen there, and you're going to export it the border. So this represents the beginning of our, let's wait till later. You can see of our economy going forward. I don't think I've got anything there. I just want to check something. It's been a couple of days since I've played, so I'm not 100%. So we've actually got this line here. Let me just look here. So this is the one I've just set up. This is the one I've just set up. And this is where are you? Where are you? I think what we're going to do is just we'll get him to sell that. I thought I hadn't set the route up. I think we're just gonna let him run all the way back down to there, and then eventually I think what I'll do is I'll get rid of that route. Yeah, you're just not worth the effort. Sorry, you gotta go. And I just wanna, yeah, let's just check, make sure. Why have you got, we'll just remove you as, want to remove that line. Why can't I remove it? Okay. So I'm stuck with that line there. We've got a customs line here. So we got fire. This could be major. Okay, major. Come up here. Come on, fire crew. I think this guy's going to be here before the fire crew arrive. I think investing in those fire engines is quite a big major event. One thing I have noticed here, and I think I've actually fixed it here, was that again, I'm not sure if this was an effect of going to the new update, but I'm pretty sure I'd set all these dumper trucks to wait until loaded. And what I see here, this is probably a good example. What you see is they're only picking up 0.6 tons of what we call it, quarried stone. And I do want, and so we're just going to come in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to wait until loaded. And come in here and do this again. Like that. I think there's a bit of a problem there because I'm absolutely certain that I set these wait until unloading. Now originally I was going to build another rock crusher up here, but because I've discovered that, I'm going to kind of hold off and see whether these guys will make a difference, because yeah, one thing I have noticed is that these will never leave this depot until there's enough in here to actually justify them picking up, and that means that they will kind of sit there forever waiting to go, which is a bit of a problem. Now another problem I found up here, I just want to show you this. You can see here there's a bit of an infinite loop here going on with these concrete vehicles working for Titus Concrete. I think this could be a consequence of the changes with the pickup from construction offices, and the change that's been made is that the construction office will only dispatch a collection vehicle when there's enough in there to collect something. Two exceptions is concrete and asphalt, because the small amounts that are produced. And I think what's happened here is that these guys just get themselves into an infinite loop. So what I'm going to do is, I think this strategy up here is a bit of a bust. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell off about 3 of these, and we're going to reduce the number down like that. And hopefully what that will mean is that we'll only get kind of small number here coming backwards and forwards, but they won't block the road. And more importantly, when we get a delivery coming in here of what we really need, which is gravel, we should get something working properly. But we still need to gain here. Why are you going to small iron processing plant? Why are you delivering, I think, bulk supply? What we got here? I think we're going to take bulk supply off the auto detect here, because he's just causing nothing but problems. I'm going to take everything off of here. He's effectively trying to build everything at the moment, and that is crazy. I think that's where all my gravel is going as well. What we need built is that. That's probably finished. That and that. Probably find what's been happening is everything's been it's trying to deliver stuff here. We got an epidemic. Hopefully that will stop all the gravel being grabbed, because a lot of these don't actually need gravel, they need concrete. So hopefully that is going to fix the situation, and you can see probably straight away now that what are you doing here? You're going to bulk supply, because it's the concrete that's the problem. You can see also now that because these are now picking up full loads of 3 tons or 2.9 tons, we're actually getting a little bit of a queue here. I think we've confused these guys a little bit, because they don't seem to want to up with you. Hopefully, see, so this guy's come back again. Fully understand why these guys aren't rushing up here to keep this full. Hopefully it's going to settle down a little bit now. He's delivering to the calcium furniture. He's delivering to the brewer's house. There's no point trying to... We really need to get this built. Cranes. get put bulk supply on. You don't need bulk supply as such. What you need is you need excavators, concrete, open transport here. Now if we can get this built, as someone suggested in the comments, we could probably stop this queue and we'd have more trucks going backwards and forwards. The other thing also, as I say, is I've got the fuel in there, so we need to work on that. How's the gravel up over here? I think I am going to start importing still. Let me just see. I can't remember now. Imports. Yeah, I think we are going to. I've got a covered hole in here. And I think we're gonna start importing a little bit of steel here. Although actually, we're just gonna get that there. We've got 1.97 tons of steel here. I think the real sticking point, or we're making progress with this. I think the real sticking point is concrete. Again, these guys are just picking up such tiny amounts of. So you're actually now low on cement, but right. I've got a feeling this is going to be another kind of catch-up type situation. What are we doing over here? Store. So we got cement here. Again, there's a kind of part of me that says I've got 39,000. We got a dry goods vehicle here. Nope. Dry bulk tank. No, we have to come here. Dry bulk tanker. You got 5 tons. You got 5 tons. Kind of part of me feels that if we got one of these running round, that will actually kind of speed the process up a little bit more with the cement, because we come back to here. The dry bulk vehicle is just so slow. I think I am going to do this. So I'm going to have to be very careful with spending my dollars, but I think a dry bulk tanker will pick you up there, and hopefully they will have a bit of a here we go. You're delivering. Where are you delivering to? What we're going to do is just let you come into here and deliver. Drop your cement off, and then we're going to sell you. And then pick him up, and we'll send you to here. One lorry delivering the cement would be quicker than these little dry goods vehicles. In fact, I think I've got a dry goods vehicle over here, which we probably don't need anymore. What's we got here? Yeah, we're just going to sell you as well. I'm going to start trying to purge some of their redundant. So we've got 41 tons of gravel here. What are you building? You're working on silo, Titus silo. You're supporting that. You've built these roads through here. I don't really want to commit to that at the moment. I think what we will do is get you guys working on these roads out here. And I know it's very long range, but I need the Titus crews to be focusing very much on the local work and building the what we call it, the the security services. Sorry, brain faded a little bit there. And I think what we'll do is we'll get these guys working on that. We've got no roads to build as such over here at the moment. I think as long as we got it's concrete again, missing resource concrete, because you're probably waiting for cement. Yep. I'm just starting to love concrete. Let me just get here. Right, make sure lighter, small concrete. Oh yeah, yeah. We kind of disabled you, didn't we? I'm gonna remove you. I think you're kind of misleading. This is still under pressure. I think before we build another rock crusher, I do feel that we need to just, yeah, so it's concrete here. Need 13 tons of concrete here. How's my loyalty? 39% still. We are struggling. How's the population? The population's over here, isn't it? Actually, let's just look at it the traditional way. So we got, so at the moment, we've got unemployed workers average there. So the population is stable. It's not collapsing. We've had a few escapees. That's understandable, but I think the problem at the moment is the population is neither growing nor sinking. It's in a kind of stasis. For example of how we can make things a bit more efficient down here would be to get an oil truck to bring the oil supplies up from the pump jack to the refinery, but truthfully we need this online as well. This actually needs machine components, mechanical components. It probably is just going to take a little while to haul them over here. Actually, we're on the 18th of May. I haven't really checked the food situation. This bar, someone suggested that you can lock it, but I keep locking it, but every so often you do something and then it seems to go back onto a mind of its own. What do you need? New boat, Titus road crew, excavators. I think I'd rather workers wise bring workers up from here. I think you're working on the star local intelligence. I think if we put that on there from a worker point of view, just try and jazz this along a little bit. Because I just don't really want to start any more work until we've actually got this security apparatus set up. Why are you not? Yeah, we got a tiny amount of concrete delivered here. I'm hoping that my truck will deliver the concrete. What are we doing here? Is the calcium furnace working? You got 3 point. So is everybody happy here? We got the cement. The problem is gravel as usual. Oops. Still not really delivering the gravel. got a surplus here. If I got a dumper, yeah. I think what we're gonna do is a bit kind of desperate, but I think if I force the issue here, 5,000. You go back to there. Like this is, we're gonna do an emergency import now. No, this one. Dumper 5 tons, 15 tons, 7 tons. You have 5 tons. I think we're going to send up the gravel from here. I think we're going to go with one of these. I think this might be the only way. Pick up gravel, wait until unloaded. Wait until loaded, sorry. Come up to here. And unload gravel. And it was just going to hook up behind him and just have a little bit of a follow. And gives, yeah. Oops. This is one of my main concerns with having the trucks. Of course, he's gone in there and filled up with crops. That's one factor. The other one is that you've got these actual trucks. They can't really go fast because they've got to get round the what we call it, all the wagons going here. So we've got 7.4 tons there. Off he goes. I mean, we could really do with starting to modernise the road. There's a kind of a junction thing in the middle there. I think that's one of the new end markers. So I wonder if we got a broken footpath there or something. See what I mean? He's kind of stuck behind these guys. Come on, you can burn it. Yeah, go on. You're a hot rod mad truck driver. I think you just scared the horses to death there. And he probably mow like that. Well, I think he's just, since like we got a fire truck out and about and this is gone for fuel. Right. He's now going to unload. And that should make a difference because he can travel a lot faster, even if he is kind of circumnavigating the thing. But what that should do now is just push through the concrete situation now and get things going. I think that would be a good investment. Yeah, I can't really do that with the, where's our new over here, because this one up here is about as storage here is very small. Though he's got, the problem here is actually actual cement. Kind of be very tempted just to import some cement, but I've kind of burnt all my dry goods vehicles at the moment. Got a pile of dumpers here, which I was manufacturing just in case. Plastics, okay. We got over 1 million. So we've got steel, it's concrete. I shouldn't have sold that dry goods vehicle, shouldn't I? No, I think we can carry on with the just shipping the thing. Let me just see if we are actually delivering, or whether the delivery mechanism here is. Nope, he's off. Okay, where are you going? Okay, he's going to make a delivery to New Hope Concrete. I think someone suggested the planting trees. I think at the moment I might indulge in a bit of deforestation actually. Um, Manic Driver. He's doing a bit of. If you listen to the soundtrack, it sounds like he's doing a bit of dodgy gear changes. Actually, let's just flip back to a nice close-up view of the back of the wagon here. It looks almost like the wagon's throwing out exhaust as well. Run out, get out of the way of my truck. That should. So I think we've kind of solved the problem there. And we only got 0.4. See, again, we don't seem to get all deliveries, but I'll take it. That was the 39% loyalty. You've still got quite a long way to go. You're making progress. We got a building on fire. Wait, this is quite important. Fire truck. So our nice new fire trucks is quite happily sat in here. We sent the vintage one out. Of course, over here, I mean, we're getting some food in here, and we've got the school built. So we need to set this to 35%. Still trying to build this. You actually need gravel, but Titus bulk supply on there because of course okay, these guys have now got a second silo. We need to add that to there. I'm going to unload to there. Now we've got crops in here because I'm pretty sure I didn't make the change. Again, I need to do a little bit of distribution. We need to make sure we can pick up those as well. I mean, we're on, food situation again. You've got 12 tons of food. You've got 1.3 tons of food in there. You've only got 2 tons there. We're on the 16th of June at the moment. So yeah, I think this silo up here, I haven't touched those because I didn't put them into the distribution system. But that should be okay because when the next farming cycle goes, we should have more than enough to store in here. And a reason why I want some storage here is because I've been looking at Tudor, the Tudor village here, or eventually it'll be the Tudor suburb because our main city centre will be there. But I am thinking possibly that we may have to make some food contribution here as well. You just need a workforce. I think we might put new hope workers on that. I've got a feeling my workforce is a little bit stretched at the moment. How's the happiness here? 92%. Population is kind of dropping a little bit here because everyone's not that totally happy. You can see 44%, so it's not really growing. And you probably find that let me just see, just going to pause the game. Yeah, see the productivity is getting quite low. So we do really need to kind of push on a little bit with respect to getting these buildings finished. Because it's going to be a real pain in the neck. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play on for a little bit and see if we can get at least one of these buildings finished in this part after we check where the fire is. That should be well within range of our fire crew. There they go. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll see you in a minute once one of these buildings actually approach completion. Okay guys, welcome back. We've just about to get the last delivery, I think, for this should be this vehicle here, delivering to the Red Star Monument. And what that should mean is that these guys should now finish our monument here. Be very dominant in the city though, isn't it? Yeah. It now means that the Bolsheviks are asserting their authority over the town. The Red Star, it's probably one of the tall, well, it's as tall as the block, so there's no doubt now that this is a Bolshevik village. We just need another 1.5 tons of concrete. I think we've got enough in here for the moment to make that. No, we're still waiting for another delivery of cement to do that final delivery. No, has he got? Oh no, he's just getting the delivery now. So what we need now is some steel and some electronics to get this done. I think, are you assigned? We got workers, so we just need some steel and electronics now to get this finished. I think we've got the steel down here. Yeah. And we've got the electronics, which is up here. I'm sure we got electronics. We've got 5.93 electronics. In fact, while I'm here, going to, yeah, gonna sell off some of this stuff here. Keep things going. Though I think we're, no, we got plenty of crops because I haven't really done anything here. So we just need to now to wait for our delivery of electronics, and for here comes the delivery of electronics. All we need now is a little bit of steel. Apologies if you can hear a voice in the background. It sounds like we're having a delivery. And at long last, we have now completed our intelligence office. Of course, what we should be able to do now, this is going to be a big test, because if we can't send riding horses to here, we're going to have a bit of a problem. Of course, we're going to need to set our the 35%. Our first horse has arrived, and our first horse is out and about. This is a very significant test, because if this guy can't visit the houses, let's just follow him. Where are you going? Oh, you need a bit of fuel. Yeah, you go and feed up with your crops here. What we're going to do is just follow him around and see where he's going to go. He's off. He's now going to start visiting the neighborhood. And what we should now, so you can see the loyalty here is only 37%. It's going to be. So what we're going to need to do now is just go round and see if we can unlock a little bit of loyalty. Of course, as this gets unlocked, it will mean that like our local school here, well, I think we'll just put you to 35%. Now, the problem we may have now is to do with our teachers. We need to get our horses out and cover the whole. You're 38%. We may have to go down to 30% to be able to get our full educational requirement here. which is going to be a little bit unfortunate. We're going to have to probably work on, hopefully our monument is going to have an impact. Got a university here, it's going to have to go down to 30%. So it's going to, I think it's going to take a little while for our horses to get out and about. 39% traffic jam. Where is the traffic jam? Why did you wander off? You've got a full set of fuel here. Horse-drawn excavator. Not wait until unloaded. You have to. I don't understand why he wandered off to get fuel, because he should have been able to get fuel from here. Titus, gravel, crusher. Yeah, this is another downside. You've got fuel here, so why did you wander off to get fuel? I don't really understand that. Oh, we got a... Okay, we've got... Things have gone a little bit away from me. I think what we're going to do is need to fix this. I don't want this guy wandering off. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll send him to there. And I'm actually going to put my big steam disappear. You're now empty. I'm going to put you in here, I think, just to see if we can improve the conditions a little bit. We're just going to have a little bit of a disruption here. Now, what I need now is I've got some horses here. What we need to do now is send the horses to here. We need, I think I've got another horse up here. We've got loads of horses. It's going to be a long time before we build up there. We're going to have to get you there. At least 30%. Hopefully the steam shovel here will stay here and not wander off. And what we'll do now is get these guys back onto wait until unload, wait until loaded. Till loaded. The only thing I can think of is that this might have run out of fuel and the fuel truck couldn't get here because it was blocked. I know it's a bit of a waste of an excavator, but you can see he's literally just 2 load swings and he's done it. So I think that should make a difference. But we've got the key buildings built now. I think that's a major achievement. I think just to wind the video up, so you have 42%, you have 43%, you have 41%. Under the effect of the red star and the secret police now, we're back to 41% quite quickly, which I think is going to be quite advantageous. And you have 40%, so we don't. You're 39, but I don't see. I suppose probably the big one here is you have 43% actually. You have 40%. So So I think we finally managed to get things going. You have 44%. You have 41, 43. Wow, you've got 48% in there. 44. So it's things that, so it's the actual loyalty isn't too bad actually. In fact, I'm kind of a bit inclined to whiz this back up again. I think I was being a bit pessimistic with respect to the education, so we're just gonna kind of push this back to 35. I think what I feel is that I need to get this education working to our advantage as quickly as possible. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.